Today I want to talk about the things that you should not buy thinking that will help you learn English faster. Because a lot of people spend money, create expectations, and then end up thinking English isn't for them. And the problem is not a lack of ability, is where that person is putting their effort and their money. By watching this video, you will prevent yourself from throwing your money in the trash. Hello friends, welcome to your Christian Productivity channel. I am Luciana Sampaio. When a course promises fluency in just a few months, it's kind of weird because it is selling an idea that is not realistic. You probably already come across content like this on YouTube. So you listen people saying that they learned English in a record time and they will help you do this if you give them money. If you look at this article from the International Center for Language Studies, you will understand that to reach advanced or fluent English, this means that you are in the level C1 or C2 in English. It often takes from 800 to 1,200 hours of study, especially without full immersion. This means that if you study 1 hour a day, you probably learn this language and you probably reach the advanced level in 1.5 years or 3 years. It's a long time, right? And if you study intensively, for example, for 2 or 3 hours per day, this time can be significantly reduced. But the timeline itself depends on different factors, including the study method, constant exposure to the language, and your previous foundation. Because those who already have a base tend to progress faster. And by saying all those things, I want you to understand that there's no scientific proof that you can learn English by only studying 3 months or 6 months or whatever. That's marketing, it's not science. Real fluency requires many time and many hours of practice and constant work, especially in areas as speaking and listening, because you need to improve a lot of those areas to really be able to understand and really be able to talk to people. But see that here on YouTube is much easier to produce content saying that you can learn in only 3 months, because by doing this, you get a lot of money by using monetization or by selling courses. So there's a lot of people that are rich here on YouTube because they are selling things that aren't true. And the result is that a lot of people become frustrated with English itself and give up studying. But that's not right, because the problem is that you are investing your money and trusting someone that is not trustworthy. Is that word right? I don't remember. It's not worth trusting that person. You shouldn't do that. I will say this very clearly. Do not invest in a course that promises fast fluency, because that's a lie. Learning English is a process that involves constant contact with the language, repetition, and time. So please stop thinking that you're just gonna pay 1,000 reais or dollars or whatever and you're gonna be fluent in 3 months. No, this is not the truth. There's also something else that people do, is that buying several and different courses with different methods, and they invest in so many courses, it's absolutely crazy. Of course that there are different methods to learn English. There's not only one, but if you invest in a lot of methods and a lot of strategies, you will never give attention to one of them, and as a result, you won't learn. Please remember this. Money is a part of your life that never comes back. Invest in one course and commit to it. After studying for a long time and you notice, okay, I'm not developing myself, I'm not growing, my English is the same, then you can start thinking about buying other course. But right now, you need to invest in something and really commit to it. Watching a few lessons and saying, okay, I don't know why the heck I invested in this course because it's not helping me. No, you shouldn't do that. You didn't give you the opportunity to really develop. How do you want to learn if you don't study? Stop thinking that your money is nothing. It doesn't matter if you pay 10 reais or 100 or 1,000. It doesn't matter how much you pay. in the course. You need to commit to it. You need to start valuing your money because it means that you dedicate your life and your time and the minutes that you are alive to pay for that. So you need to start valuing it. I have my own mini course and I don't promise you that you will be fluent in only 3 months or 6 months because I know that this is not true. I know that I studied a lot and I know that I developed my speaking by working really hard. And you need to do this and you need the right training to do this. So if you're interested in my course, you can check out the first link of the description. Here, the problem isn't grammar. Grammar is something good. You need to study grammar, of course. In any language that you want to learn, you need to study grammar. But a beginner who starts with the advanced grammar book, it's absolutely crazy. It's insane. It's not a smart way to study because you are exposed to structures you don't recognize in real English. This creates confusion, mental blocks, and you end up thinking that English is too hard. There are many people out there who think learning English is absolutely impossible because their brain was conditioned to believe that they need memorized grammar rules to really be able to speak, but that's not true. In practice, grammar should come after you have contact with the language, not before. Let me explain how it works. First, you need contact with real English, hearing sentences, reading simple things, seeing how the language is used. Over time, you start noticing patterns, even without being able to explain them. Only after that does grammar come in as a support to explain something you've already seen. The rule makes sense because it answers a real question. When grammar is the starting point, you're just memorizing, and memorizing is not enough to be fluent in English. When grammar comes after have contact with the language, you really learn. Platforms and apps can really help you learn English, but they are not the only thing that you should do to be fluent. A very common example is Duolingo, which many people invest thinking they will become fluent. To be honest to you, the app is really good to have the first contact with the language, but remember that the content is shallow. This means that most of the time you are translating sentences, choosing correct words, or repeating ready-made structures. You hardly train long listening, you don't build sentences from scratch, and you barely practice real speaking. The mistake in here is not investing on those platforms because they can really help you. But the problem is only investing in them and thinking that this is enough. Paying for those apps doesn't replace your responsibility of really studying English. And I'm not saying this just because I hate those platforms and I hate those apps. No, absolutely not. I need to be honest with you. One of my first contacts that I had with English and studying English was through Duolingo. But if I had stayed on the app until today, I wouldn't be able to make this video talking to you in English. So of course that you can invest, but don't think that this alone will make you fluent, because you won't. Today, there is a very hyped idea that to learn English, you need to study digitally, have an iPad, write everything with an Apple Pencil, use specific apps, and build a perfect study setup. In other words, many people end up postponing the start of their study because they think that they don't have the equipments they need. But the truth is that you don't need to wait until you have the perfect material or the perfect equipment. You don't need those things. You can start by using your phone. You can start by using basic headphones, paper and pen. That's enough. You can learn by using only those things. And this does not apply only in the material or the equipments, but also in the environment. Just as some people have a super quiet office to study in, others don't even have a desk and a chair in their bedrooms. So they have to study in the living room while the whole family is living their lives. The mom is watching the news, the dad's talking on the phone, the kid playing as loud as possible. It's a chaos. But if you wait to live the environment to finally study, you're only postponing your dream. Start in the environment you have, with the materials and equipments you already have. Because I know that your effort will be rewarded. And after working really hard, you will be able to change your reality. Before spending money to learn English, it's important to remember that no material or equipment done the work for you. What really brings results is to practice every single day. By the way, I have a video where I explain how I learn English all by myself for free. You can check out right now. I see you in the next one, and remember, you are loved. Bye!